Vlog kama kawaida. Guys, I love you guys, and for all my returning subscriber, thank you guys for always coming back on my channel. Thank you so much for the support, for the love you people have shown me. I don't take it for granted. And if this is your first time to tune in on this my YouTube channel, karibu sana, and please subscribe Lady J Kenyan Vlog. Subscribe my channel. Subscribe, share, like, and comment, guys. I love you guys, and I love you so much. And for those who have not subscribed Lady J Kenyan Vlog, what are you still waiting for? Please come and subscribe Lady J Kenyan Vlog. Hi guys. So guys, today topic is about this disadvantage of living with the grandmother and the advantage of living with the grandmother. Yeah. So today guys, I decide to give you people a half story, my story, half of my story. In fact, it is a quarter of my story, but I will go step by step until I explain everything. Yeah. So if you are on this channel, please keep on clicking Lady J Kenyan Vlog, and you will know all my story, how I grew up and how I ended up being a housemaid in Saudi Arabia. Let's get in, guys. So, guys, me, I grew up in my mom's family. I grew up knowing my grandmother like my mom. I used to call my grandmother mom until in class 3. That's where I realized that my grandmother is not my mother. One of my aunt come home, and my aunt had hear me calling my grandmother mom, and she was like, "Who told you to call my mom your mother? She's not your mother. You have a mother. She's not your mother." So there I realized, okay, this is not my mother when I was in class 3. But it was hard to me because the one that I live knowing that this is my mother. Someone come and told me this is not my mother. It was so heartbreaking for me. So this is what happened, guys. And I'm going to speak both language. I'm not going to speak in English, or I'm going to speak both language. So guys, the way I grew up in a big family. My grandfather used to have 3 wives, and my grandmother is my grandmother is big wife. So my grandmother was a very nice woman. Actually, she's my mother until today, and I really respect her so much. So my grandmother was just a housewife. She depend on her children. Maybe if her children send for her money, and then she can buy something for us, for me, food, or anything we want. So my mother gave birth to me when she was still young, and you understand, when someone is still young, a lot of things happen. Maybe she never understand about motherhood. I don't understand what happened by that time. So I grew up knowing my grandmother as a mother. I grew up knowing my grandmother as a mother, and this particular day that my aunt come to visit my grandmother, and she had me calling my grandmother mom, and then she was like, "Why are you calling my mother your mother? She's not your mother. She's my mother. You have a mother. This is not your mother. She's your grandmother." So that from there, because I was still young, I cannot realize that what is this mean, okay? Because this was the person that I know as a mother. Why is this one coming to tell me that this is not my mother? So this thing break my heart. But I asked my grandmother, and my grandmother told me, yes, you have a mother, but I am the one that take care of you until now. So guys, it was a challenge to me. It was really challenge to me, because nilikuwa nimejua huyu ndo mama yangu all time, huyu ndo mama yangu. But the challenge was, okay, disadvantage of living with your grandmother. It's one. First, you will not have respect in that family, because that family, there is your uncles, your aunties, there is grandchildren there, or great grandchildren. So no respect they will give you, because wataona maybe your mother gave birth to you and bring you here. So maybe, because me, I remember one of the challenge nilikuwa nimepitia grow up kwa familia. It was mtu grandchild, like my cousins, wengine wanakuja wanakutusa, wanakuambia you do not belong here, unatumalizia chakula, sijui sisi ni watoto wa vijana. So this thing, it was paining me, okay? If someone is telling me that I don't belong there, I don't belong to that family. And I was like, my mother was born in this family. You know how children can be. My mother was born in this family. So, guys, people used to shame me day and night. Day and night. My uncle, I remember one of my uncle, my uncle sijui nini ilikuwa mbaya naye. Yani kama alishakunywa pombe akikuja anataka kupige, akufanyie nini, akutusi. Kila saa, you don't belong here, you don't belong here. People see you as a threat in the family. And because I'm still young, I can't call my mother. And even if my mother come and explain to my mother never believed what I was telling her. If I tell my mother, Mom, this is your family, they are telling me like this. Sometimes my grandmother can beat me, my grandmother can treat me badly, until they tell you, your father is from this place, you can go there, stay there. So I feel so heartbreaking. I feel this thing was breaking me down. And I was like, am I in the wrong hand? Did I bring myself to this world? You see? So the disadvantage was sometimes I lack things. Like ladies, there is things that we need in our lives. There's even type of oil you need to use. You want things. Maybe you're going to school and you see your friend with something nice and you want this thing. You don't have someone to tell. Sometimes I want to ask my mother a question. There is a question that as a girl you need to ask your parent. Okay, mom, this and this. But you can't find your mother to ask your mother this question because your grandmother is already old. You don't even know how you are going to start to ask your grandmother question. So I remember my first time when I started to see my period, and when I opened up to my grandmother and I told my grandmother this is what is happening and I don't know it is what. I remember my grandmother teach me how to use. By that time I was using, not like now, it is clothes. My grandmother take a cloth and cut for me into pieces and give to me and told me, you know what, this one you will put like this, you will put like this. And I was like, when I was in school, I see this girl using something like this, and that was always. So I didn't know how to explain to my grandmother. So I felt like if my mother was there for me, at least things would have been easier than my grandmother. Because my grandmother, maybe in their old days, they never used these things called always. So that thing really affect me. And I can say that thing affect me like totally. Because I can go to school and some of my friends tell me, if you want this thing and this thing, just tell maybe your boyfriend and buy for you. And at my age, I was 13. I was 13 or 12. I was 13 years, and this my friends that trying to introduce me to boyfriends, and I was like, how? So these are the things that happened to me that I felt like if my mother, if because I lack, because I never stay with my mother, okay, that presence of your mother, your biological mother, can make your life mess. It mess my life. So apart from the disadvantage ya matusi, kuongeleshwa vibaya, your uncle's wife see you as a ridicule, they turn you into something else. If anything happen, it is you. It's like, it is you. I remember each and every mistake that happened in my family, they always tell my grandmother, it is your grandchild. That is not anyone. It is your grandchild. Every little thing, they will come and say it is your grandchild. So these are the things that was breaking my heart every time, seeing people talking about me, seeing a family, and my mother was never there for me. My mother was not there for me. If my mother come home, I feel like it is just like a visitor. It is a visitor that is coming and going. She never asks even question about me, how I'm doing or what. She was just there. If I told her something, she will never believe me. And I want to tell women out there, even me now, I'm a mother. If your child come to you and tell you something, please give your children a listening ear, because a child cannot lie. Children never lie. Even if children can lie, but a little, not more. Just listen to your children. Okay? My mother did not give me a listening ear. Rather, I never see my mother. I never saw my mother like this. To explain to my mother, this is what I want. So guys, the advantage of staying with a grandmother is the way grandmother can pamper you. Okay, my grandmother used to pamper me, call me good names, sing for me, do a lot for me. Okay, sometimes my grandmother can hide the food for me, and my grandmother would call me later in the night when maybe other grandchildren went to sleep. She will call me and tell me, take this one, I put it for you, I'm going to eat. But it depends with my grandma mood. If my grandma mood is not good that day, you will sleep even without food. So these are the things that I felt okay. I don't know how I felt, because it was 50-50. You can wake up today, things are worse. Tomorrow, things are good. Okay. So another thing, the advantage of living with your grandmother is, because people say that a child that live with a grandmother is when this child grow up, this child is going to be a stubborn child. No, not all children can be a stubborn child. I was a stubborn child, yeah, because the way I grow up in a way that someone cannot joke with me. You can't play with me. Yeah, I was seeing myself. Yeah, I was defending myself. Okay, that is how I grew up. Because my grandma told me that if someone play with you, beat her back. If someone beat you, beat her back. So I grew up knowing that fighting is the only thing that can help me. So that's people say that, oh, you're a stubborn child, you are like this. My family say like that, but they never knew what was happening with me. No one was there for me to guide me. No one was there for me when I need someone to guide me, to put me in this direction. No one was there. Sometimes my grandma will pamper me, sometimes my grandma is not going to pamper me. So I want to tell a parent, when you leave your child with your mother, always go there and talk to this child secretly. Allow this child to tell you what he's thinking, what she's thinking, she or he thinking. Take your child maybe out somewhere far away. Because nowadays I'm asking my mother, Mom, why didn't you do this to me when I was growing up? And my mother is telling me that I was sending for my mom money. I buy this for my mom to give for you. I never saw all these things. I was not seeing these things anywhere around me. And if I ask my grandma said, your mother was not bringing money, your mother was. And this thing happened even in the family, because when my uncles and my uncle's wife and the other grandchildren, which happen to be my cousins, they were telling me that your mother is not bringing things here, so you are just bringing budget and whatever. So these things was hurting me. If you are here, if you are watching this, and you live with your family, like you stay in your grandma family, and you stay there until you grow up, you can tell, you know, the things that I'm talking about here. You can tell the things, there is things that is happening. So me, I think those are the advantage that I was sometimes getting from my grandmother. When my grandmother have a good mood, okay, that day I will drink tea, thick tea, I will sleep earlier, she will pamper me, she will give me a lot of things, sing for me, do a lot of things to me. When my grandma is not in a right mood, that day my grandma will tell me, just go to the garden, just do what. So another thing, disadvantage, is to work. Working was too much for me when I was growing up. I started to work when I'm in class 3. I can say I know everything when I'm in class 3. Everything when I'm in class 3. How to cook, how to clean, how to wash, how to carry water from the stream to the house. I learned everything because it was only me and my grandmother. We were two in the house. When visitors come, that is where you will see your other cousins, grandchildren. And when they come, that is where the problem is. When they come, you that you are living here every day, they are going to see you like rubbish, like something, like you are not human being. So I was sometimes passing through maltreatment, and I love to keep quiet sometimes, but I learn a lot of things from that, guys. I learn a lot of things, and I'm a mother today. My grandma took care of me, and because of because of my childhood, how I grow up, the things that I passed through, the things that I was missing, when my mother is not around me, that pushed me until I give birth earlier. Because the only thing that I grow up knowing is, okay, I want something, I have to go to this person and give me. Okay, I have to search, okay, boyfriend is going to give me this. Okay, but everything you must pay, and then you get. So that was how my life was. And my life, I mess up my life because of small things, because of things I want but I lack. The lack, when you lack something, when you lack something and you want that thing and you cannot get that thing to your parents, and then maybe you have this friends, okay. Unajua kuna hawa marafiki hawakutakii mazuri, instead ya kudirect, okay, go this direction, good direction, they will just direct you in a bad direction. So I can also say that the friends that I have by that time, they were not good friends. They really direct me in a bad direction that make me to regret my life until today, because they direct me to go and look for, if I want something, okay, go this direction, you are going to get in this direction, and I follow that direction, because by that time I was still young. I was only 13 or 14 there. I didn't know, okay, I'm going this way is going to give me a problem. I didn't know. Me, I was just following because I wanted what I want. Okay, so guys, my advice for all women is that if you have a child and your child is staying with your mother, always take this to a child, just even like every week, go to this somewhere with this your child, ask your child some question. Maybe there is something, and then there's this thing that if your mother call and you are talking to your mother and maybe your grandmother is there or any relative is there, they will tell you, don't say like this, don't say. So as a child, that fear, you will not say anything. So the fear that I have, singe open up and tell my mother, mom, unajua hii ndio kitu ina happen, hii ndio kitu imekuwa ikinifanyikia, no. So mimi nilikuwa nakimbilia, naona okay, if I talk with my boyfriend, it's going to help me buying this. And actually I can say my first sanitary towel, it was my first boyfriend that buy for me. Okay, so you see this. So if nowadays I'm seeing my mother, maybe she's doing a lot of things to my sister, this thing is getting me more jealous, and I feel like, why is it my mother didn't do this to me and do this to my sister now? So guys, if you are here and you also pass through the same what I passed through, because this thing until today is still affecting my mentally. When I remember my childhood, the way I grow up, and until today, this thing is still, I still feel it is affecting my mentality. Truly, I feel like I'm not okay sometimes when I remember how I was mistreated when I was growing up. Okay, so some of the things I can do, and I'm like, okay, did I do this thing in the right way? Just because my mom was not there for me when I need her. My grandma was there for me, but my grandma don't know a lot of things. But because the things that I was passing through, maybe, okay, I don't know, but maybe I didn't explain to my grandmother what I was going through, because I was thinking my grandmother, she's too old, she don't know things, and maybe because I was still shy, something like that. So if you are here watching this and you pass through what I passed through, please tell me how you solved your case. Tell me what you did, because this thing affects me to the extent that sometimes if my mother asks me to help her with something, I remember back my childhood, and I was like, when I was growing, you do this to me and you do this to me. And sometimes when I come to tell you something, instead of hearing me, you will beat me up. Okay? As in, you are passing through hard situation here, and you find opportunity to tell your mother, mom, this is what I'm going through. Instead of your mother to consult you and tell you, okay, my daughter, do like this, your mother will beat you and see you as a liar. So this thing hurt me and break until today. Today, guys, I have 25 years. And when I remember this thing, I really feel like, okay, anytime my mother asks me about something, I feel, I always recall everything, memory. And then I'm like, you do this to me, okay? Or even if my mother asks me about money, okay, I will send. But after sending, I will feel there's this painful thing that I will always feel like, you didn't do this to me, but why is it you're asking me money? So someone can also tell me, how did you manage, okay, if you pass through insult, okay, the family insult you, people call you all type of name, how did you come out of all those things without stressing yourself out? So guys, this is just part 1 of my story, and I will come up with another part. And please watch Lady J Kenyan Vlog. Click to Lady J Kenyan Vlog for more story. And if you want to know me more, just come to this channel and you will understand everything. So guys, that is the disadvantage of living to your grandmother house, and advantage of staying with your grandmother. So thank you guys, and I love you guys.